when playing these two characters, what little nuances do you have to change, to distinguish them from each other?
Well, Lois Lane has a nice kind of a 1940s quality to her voice, and very quick. And because Wonder Woman's so powerful, I just kind of keep her down here, and she's much more serious too. She doesn't get jokes very easily. Well, he has all of his superhero friends kind of come together to save him. Wonder Woman ends up being one of the ones that's pretty mad at him after his behavior. So she bands together with his other friends to help him, but she helps him to not remember his surroundings. She's like kind of a floating head at one point, kind of like his conscience, his Jiminy Cricket.
Okay, well, in this story today, The Flash, I play the Atom, and he's kind of like a new recruit to the Justice League. So he's kind of getting like a tour, like right when we first see him, and of course things for the Flash. He's having a bad day, actually It's almost like Groundhog Day for him. He keeps waking up and going through the same motions. But all the while, Adam's also trying to help him out undercover because he can shrink down and no one sees him. So it's as much as it is a Flash movie, and I love James Arnold Teller, it's actually a secret Adam movie. It should be called The Flash, and in tiny font you can see it says Adam right under the H here. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, as far as with DC coming out with their streaming service, are you going to be jumping onto any projects that they're going to be filling up the...
Oh, man. Well, one that I can talk about that has been in production, and they have clips about it like on YouTube because Warner Brothers, as you know, like many companies like Cartoon Network, they have Cartoon Network Asia, UK, they have it all over the world. So new Looney Tunes. I will be reprising my role as Marvin the Martian. Isn't that lovely?
When approaching a film like this, as far as source material, what source material do you usually draw from when making a story?
It's really my internal geek knowledge of reading comics for so long. Part of it is looking for a compelling reason or a compelling thing to make the Flash go through. And so we often start with what is his strength and what would be his weakness, and how do we get there? And then using the Reverse Flash just seems smart, and Reverse Flash has never been in the Lego movies yet, so it was just a very easy way to start putting the pieces together. That's my Lego pun for today,
Like, how do you choose which little part of each character to expand on?
I think it's like growing up reading comics and playing with action figures and stuff, you kind of already gravitate to those weaknesses or strengths, and then you think about them all the time. It's in the subconscious. So getting to play with these characters, and because it is a younger audience, we want to make it very simple and very fun. And when you make those extreme personalities even more extreme, it really brings out the comedy in it. So we just kind of look like, what is it that is really funny about him? What is it that's great about him? And just try to play off of it.
DC is going to be releasing their streaming service soon. We don't know when. Do you think you would be interested in maybe starting an animated series on there, or working on an animated series?
A Lego animated series? Well, I would always be interested in doing something like that. It would be interesting if the powers of be would be interested in something like that. I think it would be a great idea. The streaming service is just going to be an incredible service. I already know some of the stuff going on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be incredible. So doing something like that that'd be great. Great idea. We're going to steal it. I'm going to raise it up the flagpole.
I can see a Lego DC animated series
all the time, and you could blow it out with whatever action figures are going out. Oh man, it would be so great. Like the Ninjago of Lego. Yeah.
One more question. So you expanded on the Flash in this story. Which superhero do you want to have their own film in the next Lego movie?
Oh, okay. Well, I already know who's going to do that in the next couple. But if there was a character that I could do, I would love to do Blue Beetle. I think there's tons of opportunity, both Ted Kord and Jaime Reyes. I think Jaime Reyes works really well with Lego, building.
Booster Gold be making an appearance?
I would love Blue and Gold, all day. Or Justice League International. Just go straight Lego, Justice League International. Oh, my gosh. Now I'm going to cry because...
This could be another good idea for the possible animated series.
Right? A Justice League International would be amazing. I would howl. A Guy Gardner Lego running around would be the best thing I'd ever seen. Oh, man. Now I'm going to be upset, because if this doesn't happen, I'm going to be like, oh, you got this idea in my head, and I can't let it go. Yeah.
I think you should take the helm on.
Yeah, okay, thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, prior to the Justice League series, Jon Stewart had never been the Green Lantern of Earth. And that was the first storytelling of the Justice League where he was Green Lantern, not Hal Jordan. And anytime you take one of the characters from the comics to a broader audience, there's definitely a certain responsibility. I mean, I was lucky enough to be working with, Bruce Timm and Dwayne McDuffie and, all of the great writers and producers involved with that. And the world they built and the writing they created for these characters was so solid. To me, that's what made it, sort of an iconic interpretation of the character. Second, really only to the original one, with Neil Adams and Len Wein. To me, when you tell a story well, it resonates, through time. I mean, these are the comic book characters I grew up with. Anytime I get a chance to play in that sandbox, it's literally a dream come true.
You played him in majority of all the Lego movies. What can you tell us about his story arc?
In the majority, there are two that I didn't do. Looking at you, Will Arnett. He's changed a lot. Like, the first one was him saying, I absolutely will not join the Justice League. And he's like, okay, I'm a part of the Justice League, but I don't like Superman. Okay, I guess we can be friends. And now it's you've seen him grow so much, but there's still this, he wants to be by the book. He wants to be by everything is protocol. And everybody, especially the Flash, really kind of breaks the rules on that. So I think the Flash learns a lot in this movie, but I think Batman still learns a lot as well.
Do you think you had the executive decision to fire the Flash from the Justice League?
Yeah. So to me, it's really important for kids to kind of put these things together because these are characters that they love. Put them in your world. Put them in your own story. And so that's what I love that we get to do is we get to take these characters and for a lot of them, this is the first introduction they'll have to Batman or Wonder Woman or Superman or the Flash or Reverse Flash or Astro. A little bit of Bat Dog for you. Woof. Arf, arf. So I like that we can actually tell some of the greatest stories that we've grown up with in this way. There's a lot that we pull from the original comics or we pull from like the 89 Tim Burton movie, or we get to pull these moments from that and repackage it with this and present it in a whole new light. And to me, that's a really cool way to introduce these characters and these stories.